Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Disco Elysium. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today as we talk to Titus about what the heck is going on here with who killed the hanged man. And apparently it wasn't them. He was dead already when they hanged him, which is possibly impossible, depending on what we read before. But anyway, I was trying to do that check, but I can't do that check. I think I need to go downstairs. It's fine. We're talking to Titus over here. So you didn't kill him? He was already dead? He nods. You hanged the corpse to cover the real cause of death up. What was it? Says Kim. We're not sure. Probably a bullet. The wound was difficult to see. So there was a wound. You should try looking for it one more time before you send the body away, says our perception. Yes, I tried perception. I freaking tried to also look before I came here, but the door is closed. Why? Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit. The girls? Girls, plural. There's another girl. Two of them. Well, there's the girl we talked with on the phone. There's another girl, two of them. Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later. Did she kill him? Asks Kim. Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't. Oh, and that's why that line that I had before, that if Klaasje didn't kill... That's why that dialogue shouldn't have been like that. You shouldn't be able to choose options that are meant for later. But I did ask a question before. If Klaasje didn't kill him, why the cover-up? Well, he also is not saying that she didn't. He just says that he doesn't think she did. Our empathy says that anyway, or at least he hopes she didn't. What happened Sunday night? I'm gonna ask. Klaasje came down. He points to the stairs. She seemed really out of it, drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know. Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. How did you know? I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario, only in reverse. Good analogy, boss. The rat-faced man snickers. Shanky does. You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. He points at him. You're still on the bench, and you keep taking it easy too, Angus. He turns back to you. What happened then? We went upstairs. Sure as day, the merc was dead. And there was a bullet hole through the window. The window that we saw broken. Fucking... Is that an expletive, or is the actual verb of, He scratches his chin. Dirty sheets and bottles everywhere. He means they'd been fucking, says our rhetoric. I mean, we know that. Or did she put it in a weird way and I rambled about it for 5 minutes? Was that the... Anyway, the fucking... Was it? Anyway. Tibbs patched the window and the corpse we hanged. Whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers? In a manner of speaking. Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one, says our reaction speed. Earlier you said the girls asked for your help. Was this the other girl? That's right. He blinks. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it, for political reasons. That sent a good message. It's her, isn't it? The missing 8th Hardy? That's the other girl. The big guy turns to Glenn, who's about to say something. The blonde Glenn shuts his mouth before a word escapes. I'll say it again. Titus turns to you. All the Hardy Boys are right here, cop. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her anyway. Maybe... Yeah, maybe it isn't. Well, I mean, he says I don't know her. It could be the person that I talked to. What an interesting thing if it was the one that actually called the cops. Understood. Can you tell me anything about her? Name, current location? Nope, he says. You're not getting to her. It's Klaasje you want to talk to. Well, I'm sorry I made you guys fight. Me too. Who's Tibbs? The 8th Hardy? The 8th Hardy? Nah, he's my brother. is in the window replacement business. Our empathy says right now he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother into this mess. Yeah, I figured. So who killed the merc then? Any leads? Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue. What are you thinking? I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his. Hers, you mean, says Kim. I mean the people after Klaasje. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her. I like that, says Eugene. The young guy nods. Been thinking the same thing myself. And you had ideas about his past too? I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Krenel. He pauses to think. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you. He's calm now, says our volition. Threw all that turmoil away and became himself again. Our logic, on a challenging check, though, says these theories not bad. Don't buy either one, but still, this guy's not as dumb as he looks. You don't buy either one? Which means that it maybe didn't come from outside. Also, he didn't talk about the wound, so the wound could have an exit wound and broken the window like that. I'm not really sure how bullets work for, going through people and then breaking windows after. I assume anything breaks a window, even slow bullet. Kim, we did it. The lieutenant gives a smile. Only you can see. Ah, thank you for this, Titus. I'll go talk to her for the last time. Yeah, do that. He grabs his beer and swirls it in his hand, and then thinks of something. Hey, cop, before you go. He looks up. Klaasje came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection, but you'd still prefer if we didn't take her anyway. Take her away. That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers. We'll take that into account, says Kim, and he slides his notebook into his coat pocket and turns to leave. Well, well, well. That was a development. That was a huge development. It also means that I couldn't do the perception check again. Or probably won't be able to do a perception check. I may have a plus now that I know there's a bullet wound. Oh, I can go in. Fantastic. Oh, what is that? You see the yard below. The corpse is no longer there. Yep. Interesting. Because I got a little bit of money out of that. So you can just go over there and get some money for, that perk is weird. It's not perk, whatever the thing is. And this is the window. Probably could mess with it. This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Soundtrack there, a little bit spooky. I wonder if she's here, because she was from outside, and it's past 9 in the evening. So I don't think the state of the world is going to change. Yeah, she's here. Let's save the game just in case.
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a weary smile, leaning back against the railing. Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come, says our empathy. The Hardy Boys told us what really happened. I understand. She puts her coffee mug on the table. Just like that, says our composure. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight. I probably shouldn't trust her. You don't look surprised. You were expecting this. I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. She winces. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time. This is good, says our rhetoric. Clears the air first, between you two, then moves on to questions. Nope, it's not good, says our volition. It's the opposite of that. This will let her dictate the terms of your... Shush, I can't hear what she's saying, says our rhetoric. If you knew... This is Kim. If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time? Says Kim. And she says, because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. She looks at her feet. Out of the shit I had gotten into. Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law? Says our authority. Yes. That's not a good enough reason. You're right. There's more. More? You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern. She reaches for a new cigarette. Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she has done time and time again. Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern? She nods. You share a database with them? You send people to their courts? She lights the cigarette. What's going on? What did you do? Just business, but bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your record, officer, they will find me. They will... What happens if they do? Asks Kim. They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern There's a wince and a pained little smile. Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me. Actually, says our logic, this murder did have a little to do with her. Yes. A medium success if there ever was one. Why did you call the cops if you're hiding? Because I'm an idiot. The answer comes fast. Which is an indicator of truth, says our reaction speed. Idiot? She's nothing of the sort, says our logic. Shut up, logic. You don't know anything. Shut up. You're compromised. I think that is the one that's compromised. It's been a while. Authority, rhetoric. No, it might be rhetoric. It might be the cyan skills anyway. All of them. Maybe that is an easy one. Intellect. It could be. Yeah. Actually, let's check. Logic, rhetoric, drama, conceptualization, visual calculus. Yeah, it could be the intellect that's all compromised. Interesting that our options are all to disbeliever. I'm gonna say the second one. I don't think so. Why did you do it? You have to understand the people around here. No one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him. Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes her all of her strength not to cave in and sob just one time. He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud, thud. She shakes her head. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol. So I confused who actually made the call. The woman that I talked to before was the one that was here at the time of the murder, that was working here in the whirling in rags. Our drama says she definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible. Oh God, that was a lie too. Who made the call then? Says our volition. She did, of course, says our logic. Don't be paranoid, man, says our suggestion. It's unbecoming of a police officer and makes you sweat. Thanks, suggestion, for that. So that was a lie as well. I mean, it's... It's not impossible that she's telling the truth. What happened here the night he died? We were there, She points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible. Together. In bed, I mean. Tell me exactly what happened. Okay. She takes a deep breath. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. She breathes out a moment's silence. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open, dumb. I could see... I could... Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it. I knew he was dead before he fell down on top of me. You were right, says our empathy. He did enjoy the moment of his death. Oh. I never... Yeah, I never really connected the dots there. I never expected him to... Because the game does it on purpose, obviously. The game is trying to make it seem as if him dying, it's the sort of... some sort of moment of pleasure, of him being hanged, I should say. But no, he was just killed in the act. It's more what happened there. So I can say this, and I probably shouldn't say it then. Let's better not mention it. Then what happened, I'm going to ask. He was heavy, she says. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There, she points through the window. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, and then ran downstairs. He had his boots on. But they took his clothes? They must have dressed him, which makes sense for multiple reasons. There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides, and then she continues. I waited for the second shot to come for me. I thought there would be one. It never came. She has forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails. I'm gonna nod. We're going to need more details. She looks down with her wince. Her cigarette has singed her fingers. She throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another. What time was it? Asks Kim. When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible. So, 30 past 11 in the morning to 15 past midday. I don't know the exact time, she says. Around midnight. Dang it. It's... Why, game? Why do you do that? Okay, it's not midnight. It's midnight. And it's not the morning. It's the evening. Oh, come on, game. Like, why? Why'd you do that? That's actually a type. That is necessarily... I mean, you can sort of forgive the period instead of the colon. Even though you shouldn't forgive that. But you need a PM. Because it's English. You absolutely need PM for that. And also, I don't know how to pronounce those hours. Kim says, that's okay. He takes a note. He makes a note. Were you inebriated? Not as much as usual, she says. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking. Wait, Titus said she was gurning her jaw off. Much more than usual. Titus said he looked pretty high. Oh yeah, she tilts her head. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head. Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this? Asks Kim, and she says no. What did you do then? Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there. Our empathy says, run, woman! Run past them and out into the street where it's dark and people move to the lorries at the intersection as far as you can. I don't know why our empathy is acting up right now. But that might be telling about our character? Am I reading too much into that? Is this some sort of self-hating? Well, self-hating might have some connotations that are not that I don't mean now, but is this some sort of self-hating reaction, like him, our character seeing his ex something in her, and apparently his ex something ran away, and he may have thought the same. Run the ex something, and don't come back. I don't know. Why didn't you run away from here? I'm gonna ask. As a matter of fact, why are you here now? I already ran, she says. I ran from an entire isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets. What did you do to these people after you? It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishol, or even in Orange. What exactly did you do? Asks Kim. Industrial espionage? I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers. 2 decades' worth of accounting. Kim taps on his notebook. I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you. The job was Lustwin County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Loosecap conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. But she really destroyed them, says our empathy, with the corporate espionage. She still feels it. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me, along with Loosecap and their friends in the MI. She breathes out heavily. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive. That's a lot of shit you've gotten yourself into. It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suit. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting, she shakes her head at the thought. A lot of people got hurt, she concludes. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder. That can wait, says our empathy. Look into her eyes. There's more. What did you do? I'm gonna ask. She looks down and then into your eyes. One of them killed themselves because of me. She's lying. She must be lying. It's our empathy telling us that there's more. She's lying, isn't she? Let's nod. Let's get back to what happened here, okay? The young woman looks at her cigarette with I don't know how to pronounce the word. Melancholy? Melancholy. I know what the word is, I just don't know how to pronounce it. It's almost gone. The cigarette again. What happened after you ran downstairs? Sylvie was standing the bar. She looks down. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. She pauses. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong. Ruby, says our reaction speed. Yeah, after the second line, there's not a whole lot of... That's an easy success, all right. Before we continue, who is Ruby? Ruby, you know, the leader. The leader of what? Asks Kim. The Hardy Boys, he says. She says as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys, although people a lot of the time tend to have more than one name. Well, nominally, yes. It isn't the case, though. It's a different person. Nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen. Like, things they need to taken care of. She's the organizer. Oh. This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others. Yep. and they trust her. This puts the conversation we had downstairs into context, where they were very reluctant to call her part of the Hardy Boys, but they didn't show that she was beneath them. So she's the leader, but she's not one of the Hardy Boys. Huh. Well, we're gonna see where this goes in the next episode. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Disco Elysium. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.